What's up, everybody? It's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi, Harvey. Drop where you're listening from, where you're watching from. It's Winning Wednesday. How y'all doing? This is the last live of the year. Come on in, grab a seat. Come on in. I want to be able to see the chat, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to see the chat while I'm up here. How y'all doing? It's Winning Wednesday. Good to see you guys today. Atlanta, Georgia's in the building. Cleveland, Ohio is most definitely in the house. Good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. Now, Nakia gonna let me know if I didn't cut my head off, but I think that's good. I might get up and go get my tablet to see these comments. But how y'all doing today? It's Winning Wednesday. Good to see you guys in the building. Glad to see you guys. I think I'm gonna get my tablet. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming back. And we're back. How y'all doing? It's Winning Wednesday. Go ahead and drop where you listen from, where you're watching from. Nashville is in the building. Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. I'm on my phone, so I can't see these comments that good. So I said, well, let me go on and get my tablet so I can log in. This is the last live of the year. This is the last one. Nakia didn't know it till I just announced it. How y'all doing? Kelly's in the building. Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. Girl, we on vacation, honey. Let me just say this. I cried my last tear yesterday, honey. I taped the last show for Vault Empowers yesterday. And I'm going on break for a few weeks. Child, I'm so ready for this break. Okay, Prague is in the building. Good to see you. I am so ready for this break. I don't know about y'all, but this year drained me. Okay, in the words of Marlo Hampton, baby, this year drained me. Your girl was like, I'm tired. Okay. I need 2026 to roll in with some new energy, with some new vibes, with some new goodness, with some new stuff. Okay. They said, oh, you cute. Thank you, honey. I had to tape yesterday, so my hair, was hairing. You know what I'm saying? I still had the curls, y'all. So, but we throwing this hat because we didn't want to lay no edges. So how y'all doing? It's Winning Wednesday. Good to see y'all. It's the last one of the year. So I want these comments and this conversation to be jumping today because this is the last time we're going to be on here until 2026. Okay. Are y'all excited? I really want to know. They said my last day is 12/24 for the year. So Christmas Eve is your last day, Kelly. I'm so glad to hear that, honey. You on vacation, you ready to get you some rest, honey. They said, Kelly, what books are you reading? Why are you, girl, you got your Wi-Fi on, your frequency is on, baby, because y'all know I was going to talk about some of the best books I read in 2025. Some of them I do not have hard copies for because there were some, if y'all know me, they said, oh, you can't see my name. Oh, hey, Carly Raymond. Carly Raymond is in the building, honey. Let me just say this. January 1, we got a recap episode dropping on the 1st of January. It's kind of like our like small kickoff to season 4 that launches January 8th. The new season of Vault Empowers drops January 8th. Y'all gonna see our new set. Honey, it's so cute. It's so beautiful. It's so classy, so rich, so elegant. And so we got the new set that you'll see on January 1 when we do our little recap of the year. And then January 8th will be our first episode of the year. So super excited about that. Super, super excited about that. Good to see you guys. It's Winning Wednesday. It's Winning Wednesday. So Carly, glad to see you. They said exhausted, but champions are made in the fourth quarter. Y'all already know. Let me just say this. Your girl became a whole, I took home awards in this last quarter. Okay. Champions are definitely made in the fourth quarter. And I just got to tell y'all, your girl has just it was a lot of things I wasn't expecting to do in the 2025. But baby, listen, hand Pink, wait, what's the saying? Oh, hey girl, what's up, Wanda? Good to see you. One God is in the building, my friend on Instagram. Kelly said, I'm excited about your new set. Y'all, Carly, go ahead and drop in the chat how our new set is looking, because it's so cute. It's so cute. But Kelly said, what books are you reading? Now, Kelly, drum roll, please, because if you on this Winning Wednesday, you getting the exclusive, okay? If you are on this Winning Wednesday, you are getting the exclusive. Okay, that's my DJ. Let me tell y'all, best book I read in 2025, which I am relaunching the Elevate Book Club because of this book. I said, oh, I gotta go talk about this with somebody. I need to go bring this to the community. We gotta talk about this. So if you have already read it, just come on to the book conversation. Okay. Hey, Miss Pam from Fort Worth, Texas. If you have already read this book, just come on to the conversation. But for all those who are looking to finish out your year and get ready to talk about this book in 2026, Sky Full of Elephants. This is one of the best books I read all year. All year. One of the best books I read all year. This is going to relaunch the Elevate Book Club. So if you are looking for a book read for the holiday, if you are looking for something to wrap your mind around, just to ease the whatever you got going on, run away for some stuff, escape for some stuff, this one right here, baby, it is beautifully written. Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo Campbell. Beautifully written book. I started it on audio and then went and bought it. What's up, Detroit is in the building. It's Winning Wednesday. Bought this book because I was listening to it. I said, oh, now let me just go ahead. Carly said, currently on chapter 25. Carls, I need you to go ahead and tell the people. Carly started this book yesterday. I just want y'all to know. Carly said, okay, Brandi, I'm going to start the book. Now, the chapters are not long chapters, right? They're not long, drawn out chapters. I think it's 43 chapters in total. Y'all, the book is about what if one day, I won't say what if, in the book, one day all the white people vanished. And what America became the day all the white people vanished. Y'all, Jalen from Delaware, friend, when I tell you, this book get your wheels to turning. We will be doing a live book discussion on February the 4th with this book. So you got more than enough time to read this book. You got more than enough time to get this book. I'm kicking off the Elevate Book Club in Black History Month because we're going to launch another book. I'm focused on Black authors, okay, in the Elevate Book Club, in a time when they want to erase us, baby. I'm just talking about Black folks, okay? I'm talking about Black people, okay? 2026, okay? That's all I'm talking about is Black folks, all right? And y'all, this book is so well written. It's Afrofuturism. It is dystopia. It is all the things. It is ways that are going to get you to think. It's going to raise so many questions in your own mind about the what ifs. And one day, all the white people vanished. They walked into the nearest body of water. All the white people all across America walked into the nearest body of water, and what life became for America after that. Y'all, Wanda said, child, let me just say this. They said, Tracy said, you're kidding. Baby, I wish I was, but I'm not. And I don't even want to be. Because when I tell y'all this book right here, I started this book on Saturday morning. I finished the book on Tuesday. Monday. I finished the book on Monday. I started on Sunday, finished it on Monday because I was talking about it yesterday to the team who was in the office, to my team. Y'all, that Carly said it's a book on identity, loss, and understanding who you are. That is all the things this book is about. You talking about identity, you talking about questioning things, you talking about what culture becomes, what community becomes, what living becomes, what loving becomes. Y'all, this is a must read. It is the kickoff to the Elevate Book Club. Y'all, I am like, woo, honey, this book had me in a tizzy. I've been telling everybody, run tell that, everybody I can tell about this book. Y'all, I've been telling the folks about it. Searching, Longing, and What Love Is. That's my take so far. Carly, black author, yes. All yes, it's a black author. Only a black person could do this. Now, Jackie, you know ain't no white people come up with the day that all the white people vanish. Girl, you, ma'am, you know them white folks ain't about to say the day the white folks vanish, what would happen? Girl, they would say the world fell apart. They wouldn't have wrote it in no good way. This is from a black person. Sebo Campbell, a black man. Listen, so excited. So that was one of my favorite books. The other one of my favorite books, and Carly knows this, is Broken Country. Broken Country by Leslie Claire Hall, or Claire Leslie Hall. Now, total opposite, white author. But y'all, that book was so beautifully written. That was one of my favorite books of the year. Okay, one of my favorite books of the year was My Broken Country. I don't have that on hard copy because I just listened to that book. But child, that book wrecked me. Okay, in the words of Miley Cyrus, baby, I came in like a wrecking ball, honey. Let me say, Broken Country. Carly, drop in the correct author. Claire Leslie Hall, Leslie Claire Hall. What is the name? Broken Country. Give me the thank you. Nakia has already dropped the link to purchase Sky Full of Elephants is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Nakia has dropped it in the chat. You can purchase it right now. You can already, when I tell y'all not gonna put that book down. Y'all are not gonna put this book down, okay? But Broken Country, drop in the comments the author of Broken Country. But when I tell y'all, Carly said top tier, y'all, top tier, beautifully written. I mean, just a beautiful story that unfolded. It was so many moments. It was love story. It was family. It was sacrifice. It was all of these things. By the time I got to the end of that book, I was sitting at this desk at the end of that book and I was weeping. Y'all, I was in here. I said, oh my God. No. Yeah. So that book was so good. Love that book. But Tracy said, can't we wait to read. And let me say this. Let me say this. This book came out in 2024. I don't know how I missed this book. I don't know how this was not on my radar. But books have a way of finding you exactly when you need them, right? For all my people who are avid readers, books find you when you need them the most. And although I did not find this book in 2024, y'all, this book came right on time at the end of 2025. And when I tell y'all, I'm talking about other books, but I keep coming back to this one because this is the Elevate Book Club book. So we are starting off 2026 reading this book. So I think I've already picked the book that'll come after this. I already picked it this morning, so we'll see. So yeah, Carly says she sobbed at the end. Claire Leslie Hall is the author of Broken Country, is one of the other books that I read in 2025 that was so beautifully written. It was on Reese Witherspoon's book club. And y'all, I was like, oh, okay, let me see what Reese, honey, then pick. And baby, she nailed it. That book was so good, so beautifully written. It is going to become a movie. So y'all, that book, Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall, was absolutely one of the best books I read in 2025. Tamika said, how do we get in the Elevate Book Club? Girl, we're going to put out, just stay connected on social. I'm going to be doing the book clubs live on YouTube. So you're going to know when they come out, but the book clubs are going to be right here on YouTube. If not, we're going to do a separate one for a private one so y'all can chime in on the conversation and we can have a more fruitful dialogue outside of you all just typing in the comments. So I will let y'all know. Nakia, how are we going to do it? Oh, Nakia got Broken Country in the chat too. So if you're looking to pick that one up, come on, Nakia, what I'm going to do when you go on maternity leave, child? What I'm going to do? Lord, send me the right help. Amen. Who's gonna take Nakia's spot when she's gone on maternity leave? So I will keep y'all posted. If you stay connected with me on social, if you stay connected to Vault, you will know exactly how you can join the Elevate Book Club. But the conversations are either going to be here live on YouTube, or they are going to be on Zoom. But we think we're gonna keep it right here on YouTube. All right, so people can come back to it. But we just got to figure out how we're going to bring some of you all in for the conversation. So we'll get to you on that. But you got plenty of time, because we're not doing a discussion until February 4th. All right, February 4th is kicking off the book club for Black History Month. All right, let me tell y'all, this book, another wonderful read, fantastic read of 2025. Carly read this book last year, and because of some circumstances around Thanksgiving, I said I got to give this book a whirl. Briefly, Perfectly Human. Y'all, this book, I started this book, listening to this book on the plane coming back home from Thanksgiving. And I immediately went and ordered the book, like while I was like sitting in the airport or on my way home from the airport in the car. And this book is so beautifully written. It is by Alua Carly. I think it's Alua Arthur. She's a deaf doula. She's a deaf doula, making an authentic life by getting real about the end. This woman tells this journey of how she became a deaf doula and the circumstances around how she began to usher people into the end of their life. Y'all, it is so beautifully written. It gives you so much to think about, because guess what? Ain't none of us getting out of this thing alive, right? None of us are getting out of this thing alive. All of us at some point are going to pass on. And when we think about how do we, not just birth people into the world, right? But how do we create comfort and care and kindness and serenity for those who are on their way and they're ascending into the next life or the end of their life, right? However you choose to look at it. I choose to believe that we live on, that our spirit lives on, that energy never dies, that we become another form of ourselves. So I totally believe that. But this book, beautifully written. Now, I didn't even know this when I started reading it, but she tells the story because this is Bozeman St. John's sister. Now, then when I went and followed the lady on Instagram, they look just alike. You notice her sister, but this is Bozeman St. John's sister. I mean, marketing genius who was over at Netflix, Apple, all the places, and now on the Housewives of Beverly Hills. I mean, Cole's sister, right? But her sister is Cole in the paint too, and does it in her own way, and just how beautifully written. Nakia is on it, baby. Come on, Nakia, honey. Them twins is giving you the energy, okay? She got that mama energy. You understand me? Nakia over here, she on top of it. She dropping it in the chat. Do y'all understand me right now? Y'all can get this book. You can click the link. You can get it right now on Amazon, right in the chat. Carly said, yep, I thought I told you that when I read it. No, you didn't tell me, Carly, that this was Bozeman St. John's sister. Alua, yes. And so beautiful story. This is for anybody who, you do not have to be experiencing death or grief right now. You do not have to have someone in your life who is making that ascension, who is passing. You don't have to have somebody who's on their deathbed. This is just something for everybody, any human who wants to create space for people in life, but also as they transition into death. This is beautifully written. I was tearing up so many times when I listened to her tell these stories about people, not just in the States, but people around the world who she has helped to bring and usher into serenity and peace as they transition. This was beautiful, 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 beautiful. Wanda said, I am not an avid reader, but I'm about to be in 2026. Let me tell y'all, it's some wonderful books out here. I will say another book I read that was really, really good was and I want to say the author is Kristen Hanna. Y'all will check this for me. Y'all gonna fact check it in the comments. Kristen Hanna, the book is called Nightingale. And it's like a historical fiction book. It takes place during the Holocaust. And how this woman who had an estranged separation with her sister and her father. Her mother passes when she's a girl. She has an estranged relationship with her sister. Her sister is like extremely rebellious, who like really just lives to go like do something, wants to be something crazy in the world. Is this the link to your Amazon store? Yes. This is the link to the Bought Empowers Amazon store. Yes, it is. And so this book, The Nightingale, tells the story of how this woman becomes a nightingale and ushers these Jews into freedom and safety. And it is a beautifully written story. I could not stop listening to this book. I listened to it when I was on my walks around the park. I like to listen to novels and fiction, and I like to read, have personal development books that I get to highlight and all that. But I love when a story is like somebody is really telling me that story and I can just like kind of really imagine it and the voice of it. But the book, The Nightingale, Kristen Hanna, I believe, is the author. Another beautifully written book that I read in 2025. Really great book. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. So yeah, all the links when you see Nakia drop them in the chat, they are to our Amazon store. So you can definitely support Bought Empowers and go to our Amazon store and buy those books. So those are just a couple books that I shared. I think I was drawing a blank because many of the books that I read for the year, I read them for Vault. So Love and Whiskey, was one of the books. Glenn Henry's book about fatherhood. Those were some of those memorable books that I read from Vault that has some really good takeaways. Yep, The Nightingale, yep, by Kristen Hanna. That book is really beautiful, really beautiful. Now, I saw this Black man doing a review of The Nightingale on Instagram, and child, he was weeping. And I said, well, I don't know, friend, that it required all of that. It was a great book, but baby, that end didn't wreck me like that. I was like, oh, I teared up. But this Black man, was just over there crying all on the book review. He was like, I just finished this book. And I was like, okay, I need to read that book. So I read that book and I said, okay, it didn't give me all that, friend. I didn't have those same emotions, but beautifully written book. Love and Whiskey was really good. Love and Whiskey was good. It feels very historical, memoirish. What else did I read this year that's over here? Now, I didn't read this book this year. I read it some time ago. But I just want to say, if you saw my episode with Dr. Joy DeGruy, she was the second episode to drop of season 3 of Bought Empowers. Y'all, when I tell y'all, if you have never read Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, this is an oldie. This is not a book I read in 2025. This is a book I read actually in 2015. I read this book 10 years ago. But this became a full circle moment for me when Dr. Joy DeGruy came and sat across from me on Bought Empowers at the top of season 3. One of my favorites. She was probably my favorite guest of all of 2025, besides Carly. Okay, besides Carly is my favorite guest of all time. Okay, but Dr. Joy DeGruy, if you have not read Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, I implore you to read this book. It should be on your bookshelf as a Black person. It should be a topic of conversation with your children. This should be mandatory for every high school student to read this book. It is now on the banned books list. If it's on the banned books list, you need to read the book. Okay. And this is one of those books that is on the banned book list. They do not want our children to read this. They don't want you to read this. They are making it hard to get these books. And so this one right here, if you have not read Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, I implore you to read this book. Wasn't my 2025 list, but now, this was another book I read. Y'all will see Deetra on the show. She is one of my good friends. She will be on the show in season 4. That's not what I said. When I tell you, if you are looking to communicate better in your relationships, this is the book. That's not what I said. Y'all, when y'all see this lady on the show in season 4, y'all are going to understand everything that needs to be understood about how to create better conversations, how to have hard conversations, how to say the things that you didn't think you were going to have the guts to say, the bravery to say. This one right here. And just a little background, Deetra ran HR for Emory, multiple Fortune 100 and 500 companies. She is now runs her own company and she speaks all around the world on this very topic. And so this was actually one of the how-to books, like a self-help book that I read in 2025 that was actually really, really good. That's not what I said. It is a how-to book. It's giving you straight up like tools. All right. So if you're looking for fiction, this ain't that. Okay. If you're looking at estate, this ain't that. This is going to make you confront how you communicate in all of your relationships, whether that's your husband, your girlfriend, your sister, your friend, your colleagues, the people who are under you, the people you manage, whatever it is, your children. This is one of those books. That's not what I said. All right. That's a good one. Those are kind of some of my, those are my picks right now for 2025. So why don't y'all drop in the comments your favorite read of 2025. Drop your favorite read into the comments of 2025. I would love to get a new book. I love to read new stuff. Carly and I are always talking about things that we're reading. So please do not be shy. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. What are you reading, or what's been your favorite book of 2025? So that's it. So those are my book picks. Let me go back. Sky Full of Elephants. This is the Elevate Book Club pick for that's going to kick off 2025. The book discussion will be taking place February the 4th. February the 4th. You can join us for the book discussion, and hopefully we'll have Sibo Campbell on the book discussion. So that's it. So what are you excited about? What are you looking forward to for 2026? I know if you have not selected your word yet for the year, I think last week we talked about having our words selected for the year. Y'all, we gonna get these words. What are we gonna live out in 2026? If you had not caught the live before and you were like, okay, well, Brandi, what's your word for the year? My word for the year is audacious, audacity. I am going to have so much black ass audacity in 2026. Okay. Can I tell y'all, I'm about to have so much audacity. Like the audacity. That's the word that's going to follow me through 2026. I am going to be so audacious in everything that I do, every room that I walk into, every space that I take up, every microphone that I get on. I am going to be audacious. And so what is your word? If you don't have a book, you got to have a word. So in the comments, I want you to either drop your best book of 2025, or you are going to drop your word that you are living by in 2026. Oh, okay. I am currently reading The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. I think I heard about that book. The Wife Before. So I want you to thank you for that book. Is it good? Do you like it, Tamika? I'm currently reading The Wife Before. Is it good? Is it like, what's the genre on that? I would love to know about that. So drop your favorite book of 2025, or drop the word in the chat that you are going to be living out in 2026. My word, I'm going to be audacious. I'm going to have so much audacity in 2026. Do you hear me? I am going to be so audacious. I am going to live out loud in ways that I have never thought before. I am going to be so brave about stepping out and walking in my own truth, my own power, and being so free and being such a light. I'm going to have so much audacity to do it. Shakita said the book that she is the best book she read in 2025, The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. I've heard so many good things about that. So many good things about that book. Shakita says she got a book and a word. Come on, Shakita said I'm in the front of the class. Come on, I'm at the front of the class, baby. Come on. She said her word for the year is wholeness. Wholeness. I love that. Marcia or Marcia said fight to finding yourself. Fight to finding yourself. That was her favorite book of 2025. Fight to finding yourself. Well, I'm sure just by that title alone, honey, somebody, that's for somebody, because they in the fight to find themselves. That might be your book, Shakita, since you trying to get whole, some wholeness, baby. You want to fight to find yourself. So I love that. Thank y'all for dropping those in the chat. If you have not, come on. Good to see you, April. Good to see you. Stick to itness. Miss Wanda said her word for 2026 is she gonna have some stick to itness. Now, Miss Wanda, that means we not giving up on ourselves. We're not giving up on those goals, those dreams, those visions that we set. We're gonna stick to it. We said we're going to the gym, baby. We're going to the gym. We said we're gonna drink our water. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna drink our water. We say we're gonna change the way we eat and eat them fruits and vegetables and make sure our plate got 5 colors on it and it ain't just beige. We're gonna stick to it. Okay. So stick to itness is the word for the year. We got wholeness as a word for the year. I don't want y'all to be shamed. Now, here's the deal. I'm not standing over y'all every day to make sure y'all live out these words. This on you, baby. Okay? I am not standing over you to make sure you live out these words. This is for you. So I want you to set something in your life that you are going to say, I'm going to push myself in this season. I'm going to walk a little taller. I'm going to be bolder in this season. Tracy said unstoppable. Come on. Dr. Cindy Trim has an amazing book called Unstoppable. That might fit you in this season, Tracy, since your word is unstoppable. Cookie said, I just read The Mastery of Love, A Practical Guide to the Art of Relationships by Don Miguel Ruiz with Janet Mills. I gifted my group of travel sisters this as well. Ooh, that sounds so good. I love Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements. I love his work. I'm going to have to check that one out. The Mastery of Love. I think I want to get that one. I'm writing that one down. The Mastery of Love. That sounds, let's see. Van said her word is transformation. Transformation is the word for the year. Oh, I love that. Transformation. What's the one thing you want to transform in your life, Van? What's that word? The Mastery of Love. I'm going to get that one. Don Miguel Ruiz. I wrote that one down. So yeah, what's the word for the year? Transformation. What you trying to transform, Van? I would love to know. Stick to itness. We got wholeness. We got unstoppable. We got transformation. I want you to write down in the chat what's the word you're going to live by in the year. Now, here's the thing when we set these words, right? We are setting a frequency. We are setting an attention for our lives. I've been setting a word since 2018. I started setting a word for the year in 2018. And my first word that I ever set was elevation. I said, oh, I want elevation. I want to elevate in my life, right? In 2018. But here's the thing about elevation. Elevation requires separation. And I had to learn that lesson in 2018 because I was thinking that I was just going to elevate and I was going to be able to roll with the same people and I was going to be able to do the same things and I was going to have the same practices. But elevation requires some separation. And so my elevation required me to be separated from some of those people I was very comfortable with, separated from places that I had got stagnant in. All of those things came with separation. My next word, I think the next year was freedom. The year after that was obedience. And so each year I set a word for for the year, ever since 2018. Last year, my word was prosperity and to prosper. The year before that was overflow. So I talked a lot about overflow. Everything was overflow for me that year. And this year, I saw my ability to prosper in so many other ways, right? I went into the year thinking of 2025 that it was just going to be a year of money. I needed some money. I was like, let me get my money up. Let me get my money right. And that prosperity, this ability to prosper, this ability to grow, to expand, to have abundance, to nurture, to all of that happened in my life in ways that I prospered in ways I didn't even start the year thinking I would prosper in. All right. So we got unstoppable, we got transformation, alignment. Stephanie says she needs some alignment in this season. It unifies both business and reflects where I'm headed in 2026. Stephanie is looking to be aligned in the people, in the places, in the ideas, in her ingenuity, in her creativity, alignment. That every space that she walks into, Stephanie, I'm going to touch and agree with you right now. Every space that you walk in, you will be aligned. All of your relationships aligned, your businesses aligned, your practices aligned, right for where God would have you to be. So thank you for that. Aligned. Fred and Nakia said rooted, honey, baby. One thing I know for sure, mama of twins, you're gonna be rooted. You are gonna be rooted, honey. You are planting some roots right now that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. There are things that you are about to birth into this world in those little girls. Oh, I'm so happy for you. All right, here we go. Balance. Jackie says she needs some balance. She tired of this topsy-turvy life. She said, I need some balance in 2026. That's balance in her relationships. That's balance in her friendships. That's balance in the things that she is putting her energy and effort toward. Some balance. All right. I'm excited for that. Tracy said, I've always remembered what I heard your dad say a few years ago. He said, everybody that comes with you can't go with you. Now, child, if somebody would have said it was some folks that came up out of my life, it was one in particular in 2023, it was one in particular this past year in 2025. If somebody would have told me that them folks would not be looking across from me right now, I'd have been like, I know you lying. But baby, everybody that come with you can't go with you. And it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, right, Stephanie? I mean, Tracy, it's a hard pill to swallow that some people are not going to be able to make the journey with you. People that you kind of thought that you depended on, that you was counting on, that you was betting on, that they not going to be able to make the journey with you. But here's what I know. With 8 billion people on the planet, God gonna find a way to bring who he needs you to have in your life, in your space. He gonna bring them right to you. And you will never feel emptiness. You will never feel a void. You will never feel like you lost. You will never feel like you were left behind, that you ain't gonna feel like that. You gonna feel like, oh, thank you, God. You gonna be saying thank you. Okay. Listen, you gonna be saying thank you. KL said, nothing beat a failure but a try. My goal is to start living off the grid. Ooh, I love that. Every time I be doom scrolling on this phone, y'all, I be like, girl, I need to go be on off the grid. Please get me away from the internet. I want to go live on a farm, go live in the mountains somewhere, something. Just, I need it. Chiquita said, word for the year, release. Ooh, Lord. Be careful what you wish for. Release. Honey, everything that comes with that. Everything that comes with that release. Amen. Because listen, we be thinking we're going to release some past stuff, some hurt, some traumas, some things that had us stuck and stagnant. We think we just releasing that. And then God sent us on a whole journey where we releasing stuff we didn't even know we was carrying. We releasing other people's stuff that we was carrying, right? I want that for you, right? What I realize is that so many of us are weighted down by bags that don't even belong to us. We just weighted down by stuff that don't even belong to us. We done picked up other people's bags. We done picked up other people's stuff. Some people done trauma dumped on us and we done picked it up and said, oh, that must be mine. People then released some stuff on us and we said, oh, I must be having to carry that. Baby, It's an amazing feeling when we let go of other people's bags. Life don't feel so heavy when we let go of other people's stuff, other people's expectations, other people's ideas, other people's opinions, other people's thinking, other people's beliefs about who we are, who we could be, who we should be. All right. So release. Dion says she's looking for more wisdom in 2026. Her word is wisdom, honey. She looking to uncover, recover, discover some things in 2026. I love that. Wisdom. That means you open to learning some new stuff. That means you open into challenging some beliefs. That means you open to trying something new. Okay. Listen, Tracy says sweet relief. Listen, Dion said, bag lady, you gonna hurt your bag carrying all them bags like that. Listen, some of y'all ain't carrying, y'all dragging them. Listen, dragging them. You know, I didn't I listened to Erykah Badu's Bag Lady live a few weeks ago. And when I tell you, y'all, that song is so different because Bag Lady had to have come out when I was like in high school. That song had to come out. Somebody tell me what year it was and I can fully understand. Let me see. Bag Lady came out in, let's see, what year did Bag Lady come out? Bag Lady came out in, 2000. Came out in 2000. Yeah. So the year I graduated high school. Bag Lady came out in 2000. And y'all, I listened to Bag Lady live in the car a few weeks ago. And y'all, I don't know, honey. Auntie Erykah was talking to me in a way I didn't know Auntie was talking to me. Okay. Because when I tell y'all, Bag Lady hits so different. I was listening to that Bag Lady album and I said that song and I said, oh, Erykah, you was before your time. I just was like, oh, she was so Afrofuturism when we didn't even know what to call it, right? But when I tell y'all that song hit so different because I was sitting up here thinking, I'm like, damn, like how many times have I picked up other people's stuff? I done picked up my mama's stuff, my grandmother's stuff, my sister's stuff, my cousin's stuff, my friend's stuff, my man's stuff, everybody's stuff I done picked up and I done strapped it on my back. And now I'm walking around with it thinking I'm gonna be free, thinking I'm gonna be able to fly. How can I fly? I'm carrying too much stuff. Listen, so that's it. So we releasing bags, okay? In 2026, we are releasing the bags that do not belong to us. Everybody needs to come pick up their shit, okay? Everybody needs to come get their luggage, okay, from your house in 2026. You can't leave it here, baby. You're gonna have to take it when you go. I am not a storage facility, honey. Please come pick up your stuff. Okay, Dion said she was 20 when that came out. She said it really does. The whole Mama's Gun album, it really does. I was listening to I'm an Orange. Oh, Times of Wasting. Times of Wasting. I was listening to that a few weeks ago too. I was listening to Times of Wasting. Man, I was like, golly, she had hits. There's no, listen, Erykah Badu had hits. They lay it on you and they leave while they appear to be having a good time. Meanwhile, you sitting around burdened with their problems. Shakita, we ain't doing that. We're not doing it in 2020. In 2026, honey, lay it down, lay it down. You hoes lay it down. Okay, that's what we telling folks in 2026. We not carrying those stuff that don't belong to us. All right, in 2026. We are not carrying things that don't belong to us. So we are releasing things that do not serve us, that do not call us higher, that do not elevate us, that do not liberate us. I am literally like, Carly asked me, Tracy said no more allowing anyone to drain us mentally. Absolutely not. We not doing that. We not doing that. We not allowing nobody to drain us. Okay. We not letting nobody drain us. She Cookie said it feels so good when you release those bags. I did that this year, got a couple of more. Dion said it's boundaries for sure. Ooh, so many boundaries that needs to be put up. Boundaries, they just keep us safe. Okay. Boundaries keep us safe. Now, some of y'all got walls. We're not talking about walls. We're talking about boundaries. Okay, some rules, some perimeter center. Okay, perimeter, some parameters. Okay, a perimeter and a parameter. Okay, to keep us safe. All right, so for sure, it's boundaries. Um, Carly asked me on the episode that's gonna come out on the first. Carly said one word to describe 2025, the year. And I was like, ooh, I said, this how people be feeling when I be asking them one word you committed to in the season of your life. And she was like, yes. I was like, is this how people be feeling? Because I was sitting up here like, ooh, I was like, well, I gotta pause for a little bit. And I paused and I was thinking, and I said, I think the word that describes 2025 for Vault is liberating. And she said, oh, why? And I said, because I think that we've had some very liberating conversations over 2025. We've had some conversations that have liberated people's thinking, that have challenged them to see things differently, that have challenged them to believe something different, to see somebody else in a very different way. And so I think it was very liberating. And so as I close out today, I want to implore you, because this is the last Winning Wednesday of 2025, and I will pick back up with you guys at the top of 26. I want you to be liberated in this season, in a world that is designed to keep us in chains and to keep us bound and to keep us in the back of the line, to erase who we are. It is something so profound in this season to liberate your mind, your body, and your spirit. It is something to be said for somebody who gets liberated and free, because what it does is it gives somebody else the permission to break the chains in their own life. I have been watching so many different docu-series and so many different specials on Black people and our contributions to the world. And as I'm rolling into 2026, I have even more fire of why I sit behind the microphone every single week. Yesterday, when I was pulling out my garage, Shakita said her word for the year is awakening. And here's what I know what my awakening is, because every time I pull out the garage to go film Walden Powers Talks, I ask God to reveal something to me. I like, make it plain why I taped this show. The last time I taped, yesterday when I taped, I said, help me understand why you have given me this microphone. And here's what I know. I've been given this microphone at Walden Powers Talks because the first and foremost is a Black man created the microphone. So with all these other folks having a chance at a microphone, baby, if you thought that it was a right to have a microphone, baby, you better say it's yours, because Black men created the microphone. And because a Black man created the microphone, and because they want to stamp out and stump out Black voices, it is my duty, it is my honor, it is my pleasure to get in front of you guys every week, to give you stories that make you think, to ask questions that make you see the world in a different way, that gets you to see people who you may have pegged one way, and by the end, you get to see them in a different light. It is my honor to do this work. God reveals to me every single time why I have been chosen for such a time as this, is because I need to be seen. When they don't want Black women to be seen, they do not want Black women to have a platform. They would rather have you shut up, silent, and die somewhere. It is imperative that you take up what your power is and you use it to the absolute best of your ability. You are worthy. You are enough. Everything that you have inside of you is everything you need. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. When they try to fire you, tell them, baby, that's okay. I've been through greater. Baby, I can see something different. My ancestors came through worse than a firing. I know what I've been charged to do. For everybody who believes that they don't know why they've been purposed for such a time as this, baby, I'm here to tell you this is your season to walk tall, to walk boldly, to stand proud in who you are, to amplify Black stories, to show people that we matter, to let people know we exist, to let people understand that we are the brilliant creators of the earth. And so for that, I wish you all a most happy, most elating, most exciting holiday season, that you are blessed with love, that you love on somebody and allow somebody to love on you. With that, Bought and Powers Talks is another good one for the books. It is Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi Harvey. Until 2026, eat well, give a damn, move your body every single day. Peace.